forced from J.storm.
Yeah.
Because, like, you're playing into the hands of the only thing Medusa can do right now. Like, if you go invade other lanes, the Medusa's not going to help her teammates, right? So instead, you set up her teammates to help her, which makes her useful in this game, and paying the price heavily there. A little bit weird on that. Yeah, I have nothing else to say about that.
Yeah, it was just a very deep dive for really, you're not going to get much out of it even if you get that.
Like, what are you going to do? Like, the tower's not going to die even if you get the kills. So the bounty runes are coming up. In terms of the net worth, pretty even. Like, across all cores. Medusa is actually lower than the Rubik, so we're going to see some carry potential out of Moose this game.
Wow, that's crazy because Medusa 51-4 versus 11-7. That's kills for you. Now they will be about even. Top lane looks to be some runes getting taken. Will be a 3-for-1. Oh God, Strength will get popped. He's just farming up some ancients here. So you got Sven versus Medusa. Middle lane though, they're charging in. It will be the Dazzle lifted up again. No Grave will be able to get out of there. Looks like it's 1437s here as well as Fear. They want to turn it around. Mike will just run away, and he's TPing back home. I like how Beast Coast isn't afraid to just use TPs to get away, right? Like, I mean, they're losing probably a lot of gold like the Medusa, right? But she's not dying at least.
Yeah, I mean, Spearbreaker is also like a super efficient hero to TP home. You just charge right back out.
And so this Ember, what do you want to see him? Is it just going to be normal Maelstrom?
Yeah, I'd say Drums Maelstrom or just Maelstrom, depending on, like, I don't know what his adjustment to the safe lane is, because you're getting, like, less levels, a little bit less farm overall. But the nice thing about this hero is that he can occupy bottom with no help, so they can afford to give their resources to Medusa in the mid lane. As you're seeing here, like, both supports are allowed to do whatever they want on the map, and bringing down the Dazzle, who has no points in Grave at level 9, Mike looked like he was accepting his fate there, but he's like, wait a minute, I'm alive.
Oh, I can right-click this allied creep. Okay, I'm good. Top lane, though, will get pushed in very, very hard. No snakes yet from the Shadow Storm, but doesn't look like they need it. You got level 4, the Orhan Beastmaster, with a Siege Creep double bore. Will they get the deny? That's the question. No, the Hex to stop it, but they're going to TP in. Here we go. Rio is there as well. It will be Moose. He has the Poison stolen, actually. Moo's going to take a lot of, or Moo and Moose, but they're going to try to back it up. The Beastmaster will make it away. Brax didn't want to commit to Doom there.
He didn't have mana for Doom when it was a good time to Doom. So.
And then you don't want to do it like when they're running away, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, I got mana now. But they do have a Shrine, 3-man shower. We always like those.
Yeah. Whereas, like, I guess I'll come, get some mana here. And he'll just head back down bottom. Fear, actually. There's going to be a Hex, but we do have a charge for it, and there's going to be Rioy. Hits him with the bolus. Will there be enough to save him? There's going to be a hold. He's trying to buy time, but the Flame Guard will end up burning him down. They're going to try to bring him down. They get another stun off. Can he make it away? He's sliced.
No mana.
He won't make it up. Hell, no mana either way. A 1-for-1 trade, and Rioya does go down as the core.
I was just about to say Rioya's rotations were really good there, back and forth between top and bottom, but paying the price because he didn't have any mana to work with when he came back bottom, and his bottle charges were out.
And now your tower is getting melted. They're nervous, though, and for good reason. Over comes Mike as well as Brax, the Doom Man himself.
Yeah, Doom has no reason to not be top since Beastmaster showed bottom. Like, he's not a threat, so why wouldn't he be pressuring the Omni Knight? So since he's not doing that,
they know.
You have to assume he's doing something else, and it's not mid because there's nobody else on Beast Coast mid. So good map awareness. It's just a lot of times, people ask about map awareness, and it's like, usually it's process of elimination. You don't actually see what's going on the map. You just know based on what they're not doing that they're doing something.
Yeah.
And Rubik steals Poison Sting. That's quite a nice farming ability. So he should be able to have quite a high net worth in this game for a 4 position. You're seeing the difference between him and Shadow Shaman now. Already almost double his net worth.
Yeah, he's at full Aether Lens. There will be a charge. It is on Moo. Canceled immediately.
Against Omni, Rubik can definitely have like ridiculously massive impact over the course of the game.
So do you think he's mostly going to be, it's probably going to be that, right? Just stealing Omni spells. Is there any other crazy spells that are like you have to have in this game?
I mean, I think Roar, I think Wards, I think all of their ults are good, except for Sven, obviously, and then Grave is worth considering as well.
Yep. Do you think he should, what's he going to go now? It looks like Triangle. Do you want him to get an early Ags then on the Rubik? Does he need to be stealing a lot of stuff, or is it fine just, getting like a blink or a force?
Yeah, I think position in this game is really important, but I also think the Aether Lens is enough. So I think the Ags would be really nice. They are smoked up, looking to invade this bottom lane.
Fear has the wards. They know if they get a kill, they're taking that tower.
Rubik has
is the
Hawk.
Hawk.
Yeah.
Doesn't help him right here, unfortunately. He's like, oh, we're good. No one's down here. But they
sometimes
do
that can backfire it. But another process of elimination. They're not top. They're not mid. Where are they?
Yeah, and look, if they throw it on the ward and they're like, it moves, gets out immediately. But Brax, he's actually going back in. You need to be a little bit careful. Mike is down here as well. They might want to defend this tower, but it's just dropping so quickly that you got the book up on 9 now as well. And he is going book 1 into Guardian Grief, so pretty standard.
Yeah, Rezo just farming up a Storm in the dire triangle, already accelerating his farm ridiculously. We talked about the Medusa, like our Blitz mentioned, the Medusa is just a slower version of Sven, and you're seeing it here in the net worths.
Echo Saber plus a full high.
Will become a thing. I'm not sure. I see the idea behind it.
I do, but would you? I feel a lot of carries just love their Midas.
Yeah, it's like so hard to convince yourself to be like, I'm gonna be giving up. I'm gonna get 10 more attack speed, but lose my Midas. You know, even though it makes sense because you're gonna save 2,000 gold towards an item you would have bought anyways. So like that's why you don't buy the Midas. I don't know. It's so weird. Yeah, it's so hard to convince yourself to not buy the Midas.
That's one of those. It might just be a personal preference too, right? Like maybe he just enjoys that.
Well, he also goes. Most people go AC. He goes Moonshard.
Doom comes out. They do kill the Omni Knight. Ike's Mike giving him vision the whole time with the charge. And it is less than 1,000 gold lead. Beast Coast takes it over again. Medusa is in 3rd on the net worth, so at a rough one. But as you know, split shot plus snake, it will be a charge. Oh, they're going to try to go in behind the tower. They're looking for one. There will be an ulti. The Medusa does get off the stone gate, and they're just going to have to be forced to run away. There's going to be a stolen roar coming out from Moose. It goes onto the Sven. Can they bring him down? It's going to be Fear going next. Resolution gets picked up, has the God Strength. He is just getting permanently bashed by Mike. Mike stuns the 2 on the backside. Will Rezo go down? No. He'll know by 1437, but really he's continuing going. There's going to be the Guardian Angel, though, and Brax is actually going to get turned on here. Axes get the kill, and what a save.
Raid Boss Sven, man. Raid Boss Sven in the house. Dazzle plus the Omni Knight.
Damn. An absolute bloodbath there. I thought more people were going to die. Medusa gets the ulti off, though, kind of resets the fight. Then Guardian Angel resets the fight, and it's a 1-for-1. You're going to see Mike. He's charging on down. He wants skill 1437. There will be a sentry to counter the sentry. He will get it off. No ult, as you say, and there's going to be a snake. Will drain the rest of the mana, but he pops his stick.
Wait, he just gets free 28 strength. So
yep.
Almost doubles his health.
It's actually, it is a very, very good ability.
I will say that they have a lot of saves and buffs for the Sven, but you are a single core lineup against Doom, which never feels amazing. I'd love to see Brax eventually get an Axe. It's not always an item you look to buy on Doom, but there's always a clear target to Doom in this game. Since Omni is a support, I don't think you really want to Doom him. And since all of their lineup is predicated on Sven dishing all the damage, if you just Doom him with an Axe, even if he's already God Strength, he loses the cleave, which makes the hero just lose a lot of it. Yeah, pretty much useless without cleave.
So, do you think at a certain point, like say 40, 45 minutes, and Beast Coast should have a pretty clear advantage, right, with the Medusa as well as an Ember, or is this, of course, Sven with like a lot of heals behind him good?
I think Aegis is super valuable for J.storm this game. So the counter to Doom is to just have 2 lives.
Yeah.
And that there's no point in the game where J.storm is guaranteed to be unfavored, but I think that if the game's somewhat even, Beast Coast is definitely feeling good about that.
Well, for now, it's 7-3. Beast Coast leads in kills, but currently J.storm has less than 1,000 gold lead there. What are we looking? It's about a 3. I don't know. Goes over to Beast Coast side. It's very, very... That's pretty much dead even on experience as well as gold right now. And there will be a blink on Sven, so... Got some initiation. There will be a roar.
Just defensive.
Wow. Yep. Moves. Guess what? He steals Heavenly Grays, and that's a pretty good ability. Oh my goodness, Mike charging someone else.
Walk a different direction, man. You know the angles, geometry. You need to go teach him your grand math.
I got him. You know, a hypotenuse. Do you know the hypotenuse can actually be the same? Never mind. It's a theological thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna let me. You need to give me more time to think about these.
Yeah, I do.
Questions.
I'll ask you later. It's
okay,
whatever.
cool.
And so Mike playing that 5 Spear Breaker, he's getting a lot done, dude. He is 1-0-7 on Spear Breaker. No deaths. IX Mike on a very aggressive 5 hero. That's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, just 0 deaths IX Mike, I think is
very impressive. Yeah. I mean, you look at it. Who's got the deaths? We got 2 on Brax and 1 on Ember, and that's about it. Cause there's only 3 kills on the side of J.storm. But guess what? They're up by over 1,000.
They're ready to go.
Yeah. In the middle lane, can they lock down Leo quick enough?
The Ice Armor creep might pay mad dividends here.
They're going all the way behind. They would love to find this Rubik, I think. Will he be the first one to go down? He has Heavenly Grace. They do jump forward. They will find him. It is going to be a Doom going on the Sven, but the Rubik won't be able to cast anything. He will buy back immediately. Guardian Angel is going to fly out. They're right-clicking. Ice Smite taking a ton of damage. Same with the Medusa, but guess what? Guardian Angel gets stolen, and they will try to reset it themselves. Here comes Rio. He's full HP, full mana, everything. Will he be enough to get stuff done? But he does get hexed up. He is going to get held as well, and Fear holds all his abilities, knowing the Ember is going to come eventually, and what a great fight from J.storm.
Yeah, I mean, if Sven blink ultis, even if you doom him, it doesn't really matter at that point. He doesn't need to stun you anymore. He's just gonna get healed. The problem with Doom is usually you're just losing your health over the course of the fight, but not with a Dazzle Omni Knight on your team. And Dazzle's got the mech.
Yeah, that you saw. They're all pretty much just full HP again. Doesn't even feel like Dire was in a fight, and that was a buyback from the Rubik. Bounty runes are going to spawn. Is this going to be a 4 for? It sure is. J.storm is about to stack some cheese here. They're going to try to look for one more, though. Doom running forward. No blink yet.
Leo needs a wand, man. What happened there was he got gone on, so he lost about half his mana pool, or maybe a bit more, and then he had to Manta to remove the Poison Sting plus a couple other things, and then he had no mana. So then they don't get Medusa Stone Gaze off, and I think just having that wand will guarantee that he gets it off. I understand you haven't built it up until this point, but fights are going to start happening, and if you don't get your Stone Gaze off on Medusa, you're just going to lose fights. That's the only real way you have of...
And here we go. They're just going to roar middle. There is going to be a Crimson Guard used. Mike will charge forward. Yeah, he has no mana again. He does get the mana. It won't matter. He just gets shredded.
You need a wand on Medusa. Please just go back and buy it. It's really important.
It's not like, I mean, just a stick, right? 200 gold, boom. You got a little bit extra HP. It's not like you're using that slot anyways right now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I understand he wants to like go for the bigger items, but that's twice in a row now that 500 gold item would have allowed you to ulti. And even if it's defensive just to get away, you need to be able to. They're just going to go on you. They can. There's no like way to prevent them from bursting down your mana pool. Like if they just blink on you as Finn and stun you, you're going to lose your mana pool in the time that it takes for you to come out of the stun.
Well, guess what? The Sven, he's got the Moon Shard. Blink, Echo Saber, Moon Shard. He is doing a lot of damage, and he is doing it very quickly. He probably, I mean, he loves his job. I'm sure he's like, man, I have everyone just sitting behind me knowing I'm going to do everything. This is great. I can just go the most aggressive build possible.
Rubik does still have the Guardian Angel for, let's see, how long does he have it? 35 seconds?
Okay, so we'll have it after the cooldown. Looks like 20-25 seconds. It doesn't feel like they're going to take a fight within that time, right?
Yeah, so it's not going to be a relevant steal here.
And that tower top, it will go down. See you later. Resolution, they might even push base. You got an Aegis. You don't have God Strength yet, but it will be up in 30. There's a blink on Sven. Just going to try to clear out the illusions, and he does. Do you actually think about pressure and high ground? Well, they are. Moo actually kills the tier 2. He throws out the stun. Brax actually eating a little bit of damage. There's going to be the Guardian Angel. Does get used. It was going to, you know, obviously go away from the Rubik, and he's in base. He's like, whatever.
Yeah, the only way that backfires is if he manages to steal it again.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. So they will just back out. A little bit of damage done to the tier 3. Not too much, though.
He's going to go Satanic on Sven. I like that. That's a similar build to what he did yesterday. He just loves his Moon Shard. Thinks the Phase Boots are enough armor. Phase Boots, Warcry. Obviously, Warcry no longer gives you armor, but the damage block alone is nice. Especially against Medusa. That's why I don't think Medusa is nearly as good against Sven anymore. Just because, like, even though you're good against the fact that he wants to go on you as a melee core and you ult, he gives Warcry to all of his team, and you're pretty limited damage output for a long period of time in Dota, or on Medusa, excuse me, and like up until maybe 40-50 minutes or so is your damage output going to be relevant compared to the Warcry on his entire team.
And I know you guys aren't the biggest fans of it, but Ember Spirit going second item Ags after the Maelstrom.
Yeah, not a fan myself. Like, I feel like lining it up with pretty close at least to your level 25. The mana cost is nice, and you can obviously dump 5 remnants into a fight, but then you have to wait so long for them to come back.
Oh, and they're just going to God Strength Throwdown Ward. They're saying you have to come. I know this is your base, but we don't really care. Charge Forge will go. There's going to be the Doom. It is going to be on the Omni Omni Knight will be able to get out. Resolution's already killed Ice. Mike Brax is stunned. He gets held in place. Where's the rest of his team? It's really trying to kill the doomed Omni, and he will finally go down. No, he gets graved. Fear is the next one to die, though. Omni Knight does look to fall. They finally bring him down, and guess what? Moo goes down as well.
Wow.
They might have overextended. Oh my goodness. That's going to be one kill in this Sven. They can definitely bring him down again. They need to look 9. He has Guardian Greaves. He blinks away, pops the Guardian Greaves. They might know he's still there, but here comes really. He has that agony. You see how quick he's moving. Will they be able to get this kill? He's got the bolas, pops him. There's the Flame Guard. Here comes Leo as well. Snake draining all his mana. Moose is there, and wow, how?
I take back what I said.
Crazy fight.
Acceptor won that fight for them. I take back what I said.
Oh, how did it win the fight?
He got the Doom off on Omni, and usually what happens is you can't do what he did to Doom a support like that because the support just runs away and is protected by his cores. But like that was really well played by Beast Coast. The Doom, like it's crazy to think that it's still the best target to Doom a 5 position Omni Knight. But the Ryoya Ember, he just followed the Omni Knight, and the Acceptor, we think more Remnant charges, you can go farther, less mana, but more importantly, it's faster. Like you fly. Your Remnant goes faster, so he was able to close the gap very quickly on the Omni and single-handedly kill this doomed Omni, and that made it so that the fight looked really easy there with no Omni support to save this Sven as well as the rest of his team.
Bounty runes. Whoa, Ryoya, you crazy. There will be a charge, though. I don't think they can bring him down. There's going to be the Hex. It is just 2 of them. There's more coming in, though. There's going to be the Blink. He tries to dodge it. Will he make it? No, he gets hit up again. He will be able to. Whoa, he's quick. And he makes it out. Did he steal the rune, actually? He did.
Yeah, it was a haste rune, too, that he had in his bottle. So the Remnant, despite being slowed by everything, was still really fast.
That works. They get it, and he will just run up. And now he's going Octarine Core, so he's not doing the damage. He's going full on utility here. You do have that Medusa, obviously, almost an Eye of Scotty now. Obviously, Sven, still the big bad boy in this game, getting very close to that Satanic, about 500 away here. But the middle tower, they still haven't taken it. Eventually, it feels like Beast Coast is going to have to do something to take this tower.
I like the Force Staff on Rubik. You mentioned Blinker Force Staff, and I didn't think his positioning was that important, but being able to force your teammates away from the Sven makes it even harder for Nine to play, or for J.storm to play.
Nine's just dead.
He is indeed dead.
And he gets first hit bashed, of course, just to, add some spice to it. There will be a steal as well, and it's going to be the Poison Touch.
They have too many stunts for him to ever TP out of this.
He's just going to buy as much time as he can. There's the charge. He gets bashed twice in a row. The Infernal Blade permanently canceled, and they get the kill. And they actually somehow give it to the Medusa, so that is a full Eye of Scotty now.
Scotty's not nearly as good as he used to be against melee heroes, but it's still a very good item against heroes like
Oh, middle, Ryoya, he goes down. Ward's placed, and no God Strength users already used before, but that's going to be a full Satanic on Sven now.
You just got to be careful when the rest of your team shows top like that for a kill on the Dazzle. Because one weakness is the opponent team knows your entire team's not there, right?
And like you said, it was like yesterday, Roy did that thing where he farmed the enemy team's jungle while his whole team's
going. You, man, I say classic. It's like every player has their thing, man. Every player. And
it feels like if you just fix that, but
yeah,
if you haven't fixed it after a couple of years, exactly.
Yeah. And the DD Sven is going to expire in about 20 seconds. But it looks like they'll turn it into a tier 2 bottom. Doesn't really do much for them to get this tier 2, but it's like a tower you're always happy to take when it's convenient. And Spearbreaker farming up a Storm in the top lane.
Mike, how many?
He's online. He's got Tranquils and a Quelling.
And 1,000 gold. Damn, Mike is... What should he honestly go? Is it something like a Glimmer Cape, or does he just get a couple bracers, maybe?
Nah, you definitely just get some item you throw on somebody else. It's either Vlad's, Medallion, maybe, Glimmer. I was thinking Medallion, but then Doom has it already. Medallion and Solar do stack. So you could go Medallion. I would honestly be fine with him going Medallion. They have so much physical damage. All 3 cores on J.storm only do physical damage. You have Beastmaster, Dazzle, and Sven.
Yep. You'd be surprised how many people in pubs still didn't know that Shadow Wave is physical. It's actually crazy. Top lane, though, Mike, he'll get stunned.
In 4 seconds. He's fine.
He's fine.
Yep.
He goes down. That Necronomicon Archer just following him. Necronomicon, pardon me.
They're looking to make a fight happen here anyways. They find the Omni.
And they're going to go in. There's going to be the Doom up on the Omni Knight. There will be a Glimmer Cape, though. Do they have the Dust? They do, but it's thrown a little bit late. 9. He's going to be able to throw down those Guardian Greaves, and uh-oh, Moose will just die. And I feel like this is very good for J.storm. They know Doom's not up. They just killed a Rubik. He doesn't even have buyback, by the way. They're just going to go high ground, it feels like.
Yeah.
You got a roster with wards as well, almost level 15 now.
The only way they were able to win last time was because the Medusa got gone on, then they ulted, and then they doomed, and then the Ember went in. It's like they have to initiate off of a counter initiation to make fights work for them, I think, on Beast Coast. I don't really see how they can actually jump and start fights because the Medusa, which is your primary AoE control, can't actually follow you up. So then J.storm can kind of just pick and prod until they kill somebody like they just did. Leo's going to try to serve as a wall, a barrier for his bait here.
Does have a lot of armor. Once again, Brax giving him that ice armor from the Doom creep. Has the solar crest, yeah. There go the wards down. They're just going to be able to get this tier 3, and they are going to look for the racks. Moo's not alive for about 15 more seconds still. It is level 20 just picked up on Medusa, the Mystic Snake cooldown. And we'll just farm up these wards here. They should go for the shrine. Doesn't look like J.storm wants to, though. They're just going to back it up. Roche is up now.
Mystic Snake cooldown over the Stone Gaze duration. I actually don't know which one's better. They used to have like the really obvious choice of just taking the mana.
Yeah. But it did get nerfed. Oh, they're going to back it up. They're going to run uphill, and look at this. Uh-oh, he's by himself. Is Leo just going to go down here? Gets the Manta, but might the four-man charge. Will they be able to somehow get out of here? Solar Crest thrown on Rezo. Now that move speed. He's running there. He tries to get the snake off, but he can't because he runs out of mana. And on the backside, they're just running away. Ryoya, he's trying to just throw bolas out, maybe bait him over to him so the Medusa can get out. He's hiding. There will be a roar, and oh no, Ember, you're just going to go down. You may have saved your Medusa, but I don't know if that was worth it. He might have been saved already.
I think if he had not drawn attention to himself, the Medusa almost
would have
gone down. Yeah, this war cry plus blink, too much chase.
Well, they are going to take this shrine. It feels like they can definitely just go into Roche now if they want. God Strength is on cooldown, so make it a little harder. And he's going to SNY after the Satanic, so he is going Stats just in a little different order than normal.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think that's exactly what you got to do. It's the only counter to Medusa Stone Gaze, right? It's a BKB piercing AoE disable. So
you actually do. You just want to pop your BKB and run straight at her, and then guess what? It lasts for 1.1 second. You're good to go.
Yeah, I like this kind of game on Sven because if you go BKB, it's just BKB is allowing you to do your job, but your job you need to do better because your teammates enable you to do your job, which is hitting people. So if you go BKB, it's kind of redundant. So you go at like last item. You just go like 5th or 6th item BKB.
Oh, come on.
What's his status resistance? So it'll be 50% of whatever's remaining. So status resistance is 30%, so he'll get an extra 35% from the Omni, which is 65% magic resistance grant. That is
a lot.
Or sorry, status resistance. That's pretty good.
Resolution gets killed. Whoa, it's a Mike. He's just trying to cut. He's trying to cut creep waves and do whatever he can.
No God Strength even used for that.
1437 is making me a little upset. He brought the Aether ones. There we go. He finally swaps in from his backpack. Just had it, you know, chilling.
That's a pretty huge item on Omni. A lot of his abilities are really short cast range.
Now you get a lot of that.
What do you think of this Omni build? Max Aura over Purification. Is that like against the Rubik or like?
Honestly, I have no clue.
Because you're on support Omni. You're like never in, right? You're never in the middle of the fight. That's so weird to me.
Maybe he just assumes the Doom and Ember just chase him. And he's like, whatever, I'll buy time. I'm not sure. Because he assumes he's going to get doomed, right?
Yeah.
Maybe? That's my thought.
That's like a weird assumption to make.
It is. But it's been true, I guess, this game.
Yeah, I'd have to ask him about that one. It's just like if Aura was like a slightly worse ability that you normally don't level, but I feel like it actually does nothing on Omni Knight to Max Aura.
Oh, Moo, level 20 now. 75 Wild Axes damage. Crimson Guard Solar Crest Vlad. He is pretty damn farmed. He is the Sven's buddy over here, giving him all that attack speed and all that damage. So when do you actually want to go uphill? It feels like you could do pretty easily as J.storm. You throw down the ward, you know, maybe send in the Necro book.
Sadly, you're against a Medusa lineup, and you just have to spend probably this Aegis accruing a net worth lead, forcing the other team to say, hey, we'll let you sit in your base if you want us to just gain a net worth advantage over you over time. And next Aegis, maybe their timing, but they could go at the end of this one. Just try to expend it with like spend God Strengthening buildings. I don't think you ever want to dive. I think that's the same idea as we saw like 10 minutes into the game where they dove the Medusa. Just don't.
Oh, and they are going to smoke up actually, and they're going to head straight down bottom.
Yeah, punish them if they leave their base. This is
Ryoya could be in a little bit of trouble here, obviously. Oh my goodness, they kill Moose already. They're gonna jump into the base. Resolution.
No mana.
He just runs on out, gets Guardian Greave. Now Rezo. Stolen will be God Strength. Of course, one of the few ultimates you said he doesn't really want to get. He'll pop it, you know, hit him for an extra 50 damage. And they will back out. They can't quite bring down tier 3, but a pickup and a buyback.
More importantly, you get some strength from the Sven ult. That's about the only use of it. Ryoya is cutting the creep wave. I think he needs a BKB or a Linken's. I don't think you can play Dota without those items. Like, yeah, Octarine's nice, but then you're playing where if you get hexed by a Shaman, you're probably going to die. They have so much damage. Yeah, he is going Linken's. I'm glad he's rerouting there.
Well, they're going to charge forward. They're thinking about going here. Doesn't look like it. They'll just bait out some of the Omni abilities. He fakes out his ulti multiple times. There is no man on Resolution. Does the Aegis. Here comes Ryoya. Finds through in the backside. They continue to just try to beat Resolution. Mike will get blown the hell up. Leo will pop the ulti. Ice Mike there. It will be a Doom getting thrown out. They kill Fear immediately. Leo has the ulti off and Sven. He's trying to help out, but what can they do?
That's a Doom on Shadow Shaman though, so they're more than happy now on J.storm to fight.
They are all man, and Medusa, 6K net worth just in money right now. Oh, and that double stun flies out. Ike's Mike, this is going to be a dieback. It looks like he's going to try to charge. He's doing it slowly, but they're just focused on Medusa. Medusa might make it out. Mike might have saved his teammate right there. But now it's going to be a 4-on-5 fight, and Brax, he's going to try to TP out. Is there a chance he makes it? There is. Wow. No hesitation there. They tip him. Yeah, it was a nice play, but I don't know if it's going to be enough to save this game. They're going to back up.
Is it really that unheard of to buy a damn wand on Medusa?
I don't think it is, BSJ, but whoa! Ryoya almost goes down. There's going to be a tier 3 tower. Continues to right click, and man, this Medusa is going to buy the full butterfly, but it's on the chicken. They don't have it quite yet. There will be a throwback. Brax needs to be careful. No mana on the Sven, so they know with no Rasta and no Sven, they don't really have disables, and they'll back it up.
It's like kind of triggering me how often he has like no mana to Manta or ult, and he's just getting focused because he doesn't have mana. And if he like sticks and then Mystic Snakes, he'd have mana again. I don't know. It seems like such a weird thing to get bothered about, but I just feel like the Medusa
could be
would be like, twice as impactful with a 400, 500 gold item.
And you just sell a Wraith Band, right? You have 2 Wraith Bands you could sell at this point, so you're just buying it for free, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, that's just weird to me. Usually, I'm all about like skipping one on cores a lot of games, but in this specific game, they're doing a really good job of burning his mana and then like kiting him around and then killing him.
Now Fear. This is a level 18 Shadow Shaman with an Aghanims. So these wards can pretty much just solo racks at this point. And I feel like they might do something like that with Fear.
Yeah, it's important that Medusa mantas and focuses them down because the illusions do full damage. So that's really their only way of killing. Like, they have Doom and Spearbreaker, 2 bad base attack time melee heroes, and then you have Ember as your other core, who obviously doesn't attack.
What's the Dazzle been going anyways? Got a full pipe now, going for a Hex, getting very close to that actually. That's scary. There will go the wards. They get a roar. Leo, oh my goodness, lose so much luck mana already, and there we go, hexed up. There will be a God Strength. They're just going. Roar does get thrown onto the Dazzle from the Rubik. Mike into the back actually does stun 4 of them, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter too much. He's getting focused down. They actually don't even care about him. They're just killing the racks, and they're like, oh, Mike's here. All right, guess we'll kill him.
I would have liked to see maybe an AC from the Dazzle. They have a lot of disable. I think you just do exactly what you're doing here, where you sit behind Sven as he hits stuff. And Rezo's an objective gamer. Why go on Medusa? Just say, hey, that tickles while you kill their entire base. It looks like they want to fight, though.
They do. Doom is going to go out. It will be onto the Dazzle. Really just dancing around him right now. There's going to be the ulti from Medusa to scare him away. None of them will get frozen. Maybe the Sven, no. He's going to actually blink away.
With the war cry. Jesus.
Damn, blocks enough damage there. And here we go. They move forward. It is a nice double bulls coming out of Ryoya. The Dazzle is undoomed now, but looks like 1437 will go down. Moo will get Infernal Blade, and he'll get taken down too. But J.storm, they're probably not happy about losing 2, but guess what? You got 2 Raxes and another melee 1 middle.
Yeah, you're more than happy with the result, even if it's not ideal.
Yeah.
Medusa might be needing to consider a Rapier at this point. Is queuing up the Maelstrom with the level 25 talent coming out. That'll do a lot of damage. But as you're seeing, like the Sven versus Medusa matchup, what makes Medusa good is that you can't go on her, but just don't go on her.
Yeah.
That seems pretty straightforward.
Well, Beast Coast down by 18,000, but I can appreciate they're just going uphill. They killed 2 build. They're like, whatever, let's do it.
No God Strength for 15 seconds.
Will they get this tier 3? It looks like they might.
It's nice for map control. They're definitely a lineup that can defend against Megas. They have Medusa and Ember.
There you go. Tier 3 tower goes down. 1437 will TP in on that Omni Knight.
They want to force this buyback. I think that might be too much against a God Strength Sven. I don't think you can fight high ground. It looks like they agree. I'm glad they make that call.
Yeah.
Lanes are bad. Like, Roche is actually the next important objective. You don't really gain that much from going 1 lanes of racks here.
And they will get the shrine, as you talked about. That next Roche feels like, honestly, it's a 16k lead, but if Medusa somehow wins 1 fight with Sven dying, you get at Aegis, you might be ahead.
I really want to see a Soul Cuirass. Oh, no, they already have one. Okay, that's why he's not going one. Maybe then even a Shiva's on the Dazzle. Like, I just feel like making it harder and harder to kill Sven, just damage mitigation or damage buff on your heroes is just so ideal this game. But I mean, look at their buffs on this Sven. Like, let alone their heroes' kits. They have the Solar Vlads and AC on Beastmaster, and the Greaves, and the Pipe. Like, even the Necro Book gives 3 attack speed and 3 movement speed aura.
Thank you,
Think about
little
it.
Necros. We appreciate it. It is, so why do you ever upgrade it to a higher level? Or are you just leaving it
It
at
was a
1?
farming tool, right? Oh, it's 5. I said 3. It's 5.
Even more. And there we go. They're going to move forward. Oh my goodness. This Medusa does get 4-stepped away by the Rubik, though. Mike, oh, tanks a crit to the face. He's still alive, though. And the Solar Crest is making him move pretty fast. Wow, he makes it out.
The Heavenly Grace steal from Rubik saved him there. Otherwise, the Medusa would have gone down. He needs, like, Mango up. Their date's going to die in, like, half a second, which you're seeing. No Ford.
Rax, you there? There's going to be a Doom, but it won't matter. There's going to be the Heavenly Grace on it. Brax almost just dies right click. Mike's trying to charge in the backside. He will go and move. There will be a Guardian Angel thrown out. They are going to try to get some kills here. Leo has had to pop his ult. He has the Maelstrom. He gets back a little bit of that mana with the Mystic Snake. Rioya is locked down now. Lincoln is on cooldown. He gets hexed again. Mike tries to charge forward, but it won't matter. Resolution is just shredding him right now. Triple kill, ultra kill. Give him the rampage, will they? Nah, Rioya says, nah. Back it up. But this will be mega creeps coming out at the 41-minute mark now. And they might just go for the end. Seems they want to. If they kill this Medusa, they know they probably can. They're just hexed on the backside. Rioya will be able to get the slight bolas up. But uh-oh, Medusa getting held. Infernal Blade comes out to stop the shackle move. Actually, he's taking a ton of damage. Leo doing quite a bit of damage. Will it be enough, though? Looks like they defend for now, Rioya. He's trying. Doesn't look like J.storm can end this game right now. Maybe they can. Rezo goes 40, gets the Orca. They get the Sheepstick. I lied. That's going to be a dieback, and I believe that might just be the game. They're going to throw out the glyph with the Medusa. They will defend till the bitter end, though. And he's going to try to clear out. There's going to be the roar. There's the Solar Crest aggressively. Here comes Mike trying to save his buddy, but it won't be enough. That will be the GG's called, and a J.storm. They're looking a lot better today than they did yesterday.
They are, and I just want to see Beast Coast not draft Medusa. Like, the idea behind those heroes, right? We talked about how Beast Coast has been a much faster team than J.storm on average, and it feels like they left themselves in a